Hello YouTube and Ascend kayak owners. This is a rundown of my 2015 Ascend FS12T kayak from Bass Pro Shops. It's going to show you the modifications I did to it. First of all, I just got to say this kayak is absolutely amazing. Nice introductory kayak if you're getting into it. Kayak fishing, it's unbelievable. Price is real nice. Very sturdy. You can stand up in it. I've had the best time in it. I've been using it a lot lately, even before going out in boats, just to go out in the kayak, just because it's so nice. I'm just going to do my modifications that I did. I'm going to run down from the front of the kayak towards the back. First thing I did, what I've recently done, is that I used to take a lot of water in top of the kayak, especially on a choppy day. The water would come flying over into the front of this kayak, and I was getting water inside the hull of the kayak. So in order to stop that, I took every screw out here with this bungee cord system, which is nice to have, but the screws in there were allowing water in. So I removed every single one, and I really put a lot of marine goop in there and then reset the screws. Hasn't affected the bungees at all. Also, to stop it, I removed this lid hatch, and I caulked all around that, put a lot of caulk inside. It may not be pretty, but it's still black, kind of blends in. I took this circle hatch out, I removed that. I caulked around here because water has a tendency to pull up around here. I knew probably water was getting in that way. I removed the rod holders. I put black caulk around that as well, sealed it back up, and I did the same thing with these bungees here. I removed each one and put a lot of marine goop in. I was getting a lot of water. Also caulked around this. And there's tons of marine goop in the handles because I already did that before. What I did do was I removed the original U-style clips for the paddle holders because they were tearing up my kayak paddle. It tore up pretty good if you forgot to put them down, so I removed them. I really liked them anyway, and I went with the Yak Attack paddle holder and a Yak Attack safety band here to keep it from falling off. What I did do is, one of the things I did do was I mounted a Garmin Striker DV depth finder, fish finder. I mounted that to the hatch. I see some people do mount it here, but I did this because if something happens with the depth finder or this breaks, I can always replace the hatch. Replacing this is going to be impossible. I actually bought an extra hatch just in case something does happen, just in case they change the models. So I have an extra hatch just in case. The cables all run inside the kayak. I drilled a hole here and use a conduit. The cables come up and they feed through here and go into the back of the depth finder. The wires for the transducer, though, I used to have it inside, as I decided to run it, the transducer, with a Scotty mount transducer arm, which is real nice. I have it wired up here. This thing pops out really nice. Just push this button and it pops out, and this also just swings out of the way if you're ever thinking trying to transducer solution, and you just tighten it up and it stays there. Real nice. I did run this PVC through the kayak, goes all the way to the front, so I can run the cable through without damaging the cable, because these screws will catch onto it. Screws in here will catch onto it. So it runs through nice, and I can pull it out really easily and feed it back through. Made it a lot quicker. And I don't want to damage that transducer wire because that's going to cost them money. I did add this Scotty track system. Okay, so I have the Scotty track system here. I have my GoPro mount here, which GoPro's not in now. Added that. That's real nice because I can move my rod holders over there. And since it's all Scotty, everything interchanges quite easily. I did raise the seat. I saw a lot of people raise the seat on this kayak, so I did raise the seat. It's not permanently mounted now. It actually just lifts up. It's going to get Velcroed down for the beginning. I want to make sure that I like the height. I've heard a lot of people say it's great. It doesn't affect the stability. But I don't want to commit to it yet, so I'm going to Velcro it in. If I do like, I'll take it out a few times. If I like it, then I will permanently mount it using well nuts and then make it permanent. But for now, I can take it out. So a lot of people do it. I like the fact I'm going to use stainless steel eye hooks, so you can make attachment points. I can put my blowers on there. There's some of my hemostats in there. But it did add a lot of extra storage space underneath, which I do actually really like. I did add some eyelets. I added a lot of eyelets everywhere. I added one here for pull-up assist strap, which I haven't really put on yet. Someone here so I can keep pliers, carabiners for anything. I did replace the original, in the 2015 and 16, I believe they had the original Ascend rod holder, and it was just garbage. So I replaced it with the Scotty. I did have to make a little modifications with the screws because they didn't line up perfectly, but it works now. In the back, I made this 4 rod holder out of PVC and painted it with some PVC paint. It's a real nice addition. Keeps the rods out of the way. I used to just use this, but then always had one rod laying in, so I put this in. It's easy to take out. It's not, once again, not permanent. It removes very easily. I can take it out. And it's just a nice place when I'm trolling. I can throw a rod back there. If I'm trolling 2 rods, I'll put one up front, I'll put one on the outside here, and then I can troll. I do a lot of trolling for walleyes. The big thing I just did was I added a trolling motor. And then some people say, oh, it's a kayak, you're supposed to paddle, but it's really nice having the option to troll with a trolling motor or to get off the water quickly. Especially in heavy winds like I dealt with last week in a high chop, it was really nice because I was blown like other kayaks who couldn't get anywhere. And I just kind of cruised by them. I got the Minn Kota battery box. It does have a tester on it. It does have 2 12-volt chargers, so if I want to charge a phone or something like that, I can plug it in. I saw this box on YouTube, and I'm going to find the link and I'm going to include it in the description of a guy who did this. So this is not my idea. I got it off somebody else. So I'm going to say thank you to whoever you are, but you'll get a shout out as soon as I find the link. He used these eye hooks, and he used the 4 deer rings that are in the back, and just all he did was industrial strength zip ties. And this thing is, it's in there. I can't lift it up, but it makes the motor mount on the side. And some people put it on the transom and run cables through. I didn't want to go that route. I didn't want anything permanent. I wanted to be able to take this trolling motor off whenever I wanted. If I want to go in a small creek, or if I go in a river and I don't want the trolling motor, I want to take it off like that. So I went with the side, and it works perfectly. It tracks perfectly true. I went with the Minn Kota Endura C2 trolling motor, 30-pound thrust. I have a 75 amp hour Duracell deep cycle battery inside the battery box, and I'm getting about always got to be a dog barking when somebody's making a video. I was getting like 4 hours the other day, and I still had 75% battery life at the end of the day. Shut up! So it's real nice. I can get like 3.5 miles an hour, and that was with a high chop and heavy wind in my face. And I was getting about 3.5 miles an hour. So I'm assuming on a calm, flat lake, calm day, I can probably get closer to 4.5 miles an hour. The other options I did add was the Yak Attack anchor trolley system. Sorry to zip by 100 miles an hour there, but I added that. And I also added the side handles just to make it easier getting moving it around, because just the 2 up front are really nice, but trying to do it by yourself, sometimes you need the side handles to help out. I'm thinking about moving the trolling motor out back, because I did take on a lot of water the other day. Granted, like I said, it was a high chop, and this was actually filled up to about here with water. And I kept the scupper plugs in just because of the weight of the battery. But like I said, I didn't get 1 drop of water after gooping that, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Water didn't concern me. It wasn't that much water. But I may move the trolling motor up top here. Still haven't decided. It would probably balance this kayak out more. But right in the back, it's working fine for now. I'll keep taking it out this way, and we'll see how it works out. If I do, I will take the trolling motor and plug the trolling motor, make a trolling motor plug, and put it back here and run the wires up to the front and have another plug for the battery, and hide all the cables again, because I don't like a lot of wires. I kind of like it clean and neat. That's pretty much about it. This is just my anchor, and this is just a walking stick I used to push off in shallow areas. Just something simple to keep in there, especially when I'm putting in, it's real shallow. And that's pretty much about it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions if you have, how I did the modifications, anything like that. All right, thanks for watching, and take care.